Hello everyone and welcome back. Today is the 6th video of our Redis Server implementation. We created our main, we get our server class, which basically runs and shuts down the server and handles the signals. We have our command handler, which is parsing and processing the comments. And we have database class, which is going to work for which will do most of the work, almost all of the work. Last video we implemented dump and load. So let's see. We talked about how we will store and how we will have the persistence in our server implementation, which basically we are saving in each line a record. We have values, key, list, and hash. Key is simple, key, value, name, and alias. We have list, key of list for fields and the list elements. And we have h for hash, which gets the key, user, and values, which is unordered map inside of an unordered map, which is creating our hash store you can see here. So this video we can go to command handler, and I think we can start creating, we can start handling the comments, which will take some time. Not super fun, but we have to do it now. Okay, so we already made ping, which is one of my favorites, the easiest. We just return response and say pong. And we are also in here in the server C++ file, the server, we are sending the response to the client that we get from the command handler. So the response we return here, like for example pong, will be sent here. And so we need to give them in the correct format. As you can see, plus starts with plus or minus in case of error, and ends with return and new line. We already talked about this in other videos. So we can continue. I will continue by echo. That's already here. And echo will have, you know what echo is, right? Echo hi is saying hi. Or also you can say hello world and it will return hello world. Same idea. We will check if token dot size is less than 2, because that would mean first token is the echo command and second one will be the hello world. So if it is less than 2, it means we are missing. What's my token? Oh, tokens. Sorry. We will say response and minus error echo requires a message and return new line. If there's enough elements to return, it will basically say response will be plus sign for success, correct, and we will just give it the token back, and we can also add the values. So if we go back to our use cases, on the right side, we can stay open. You just need to see the names for now. We have common comments, which is ping, echo, and flush all. So let's create the next. Else if cmd equals flush all. We are using uppercase because we called it to upper before, so we know it will come as uppercase. No need to check for both of them. Our database will say flush all. So this will be our first function that we will implement in common comments, which can be boolean and flush all. So we will have a database flush all, and it will stay as a spawns. Okay. First, and new line. This will be our response. We will continue, but with key value operations. So let's name them better. Check commands. First, we check for common commands. Ping, echo, flush all. Now we have key value operations. I'm continuing my else if. And what is next is set. We will check if command is set. If that's the case, we will set, and set will need three arguments. First will be the name of the set, second will be the key, and third will be the value. So if we have set, we will check for tokens size, and if the size is less than 3, it means we cannot do that. So we will say response and say error set requires key and value return new line. Else we will say database set function. We will make it now. We will give it the tokens 1 and tokens 2. And we can spawn it saying okay. Turn new line. Cool. Response. Let's create the set function in our database now. In common commands, we only have flush all. In key value operations, we have our first one, which is set void set constant. We have a key and value, so std string address key and another constant std string address value, and we will have get keys type delete only or expire rename and more. While we are here, we can also get we have the get set. Now let's make the get. It will be a boolean get constant string. Then there's the other one, constant std string value. Okay. Let's get keys. Now let's get the keys. It will be multiple keys, so we are saying vector of strings. Have the keys. We have vectors, yes. Now we will have type. It will be again very similar. It will have type. It will check the type of the value and which will get the key. Address key. We will have delete. Delete, which will have constant key. We'll get the key to delete. We will have expire and the name, which we can look at them later. We can, so now we have the set. We can continue giving it in the command handler. Now we have the set. We will have the get, else if command equals get, command equals get, we will say, we will check it again. I just copy and paste it, please. I'm getting tired. This time it will have two, as you can see, get and key. We will say get requires a key. If it is true, we will say database get. We will give it we will say value. We will be looking for value, so we will say if database get, which we give it tokens first argument, the second argument, and value, which you can see here. We will also be adding them here. So in the get, we are checking for size. If it is less than 2, we are saying it requires a key. And we are saying database get tokens and value. In that case, we will say response will be $. We will say value dot size, because we will be sending it to the client. Return new line. We will say value, again return new line. Else, we will say response will be $-1 for nothing to get, basically. And now we have the get, let's say keys, else if command equals keys. Again, we will say auto all keys, which is actually, it is std vector string. So I can also say this, or auto, which let's say std vector string of all keys will be database.keys. And we can also just say auto for short look, and I don't know, I think this is okay. I prefer to use the actual variables rather than the auto command. We are using C++. Let's be more decent with what we are saying. And it will return response, and we will say all keys. We will give it the size of the all keys, which we don't know yet because it's a vector. And again, return new line. And inside of the all keys, auto and key for all keys, we will have the same. In the response, we will say $, key dot size for each string in the vector. This means key size, and we will give return new line, and we will give it the key, and again return new line. So I think this should work fine to give all the keys. And what is next is type. We will check else if cmd equals type. If that's the case, for type, we will need a value. So we will need to give it a key. In that case, first we will be checking for size of it. So same as this one. I will just copy. If token size is less than 2, we will say error type requires key, and else we will say this response will be the plus, and we will get the type of the key saying type and tokens index of 1, and again return the new line. Which will mean our type is returning a string. So it will return the type of the key we give it. And we don't even need the credit devices. What's next? We have delete or unlink. Same thing, which will remove the keys. Else if command equals delete or command equals unlink. In that case, we will be checking for tokens and size. It is less than 2 because we need a variable, and the variable we want to delete, and variable name key. I mean, it will, if it is less than 2, we will say response is minus error that requires key. Return new line. Actually, we can make it a little bit prettier, saying command requires key. It will be delete or unlink, because why not just hardcode while we can make it look pretty. And if it is less than 2, if it is 2, we will be saying else we will have a response this time, because our delete will return boolean. Also, we have other booleans for get and flush all. Maybe we can also add it at the same check. Let's say database delete tokens index 1, and response will depend on the fact if we return true or false. Response will be true or false, depending our result does, because when we do this, we will say it will return, let's say, success or fail, true or false. If it is 1, we will return the true or false, depending on success. So the next command will be the expire, but this is a special case, because then in the expire case, we will have a timeout. So this is kind of complicating things. That's why I left it for later. And let's create it saying expire. It will have again constant string key, and we will have seconds. as argument, and also create the name right now. The name, in the case of the name, and it will get the string, and we will be needing the alt key, and we will need a name for the new key. These two will be a little bit tricky. For expire, we will go back to end. So we have our unordered maps for key value, list, and hash storage. Now we will need another value for expiring maps. So unordered map, the string, and we'll have chrono, and say steady clock, and we will give it time point, and this will be our expire map variable. Look. Do I have chrono in my header? I don't. So let's include chrono. Okay, so we will have an expire variable, which is and we will be naming the variable. So let's also continue adding them in our command handler. Else if command equals expire, we will be checking for key and sequence. So I will say if for burns dot size is less than 3, response will say error expire requires key and time in seconds. I don't remember what was the official Redis response. Can we check it quickly? Expire. As I said, we will keep it simple. When we say expire, my key name and second expire. Else I am not going to return anything for now. We will say, what did you say in the set? Just okay. And our last key value variable is the name. If command is the name, then we will need again to, what's the problem? We will be needing the requires alt key name and main key name. Guess we forgot to call for the we will say database.expire, give it arguments which will be tokens 1 and tokens 2. Yeah, let's just say string, and we will say story later. We can also do it now, but why now when you can do it later? And same here. We will say database, the name, we will give tokens 1, tokens 2. Okay, this concludes our key value operations, which is not super fun, but it is part of the process. I am checking if we are missing something. After each else cases, we need to call database. I am just making sure I didn't forget. I think I can improve some of them because even though they are returning booleans, we don't always check if they return successful or not. And yeah, actually we are checking here. Also, which one? Set, get, delete. Do we also checking for delete? Yes, we are also checking for delete. For the expire, if database expire tokens, if this returns true, it will say OK. Same here. Let's say if database rename, if it returns true, again, we will say OK. So now we are also doing error handling. And we need to return, we also need to handle errors. So response, let's see how it handles errors. Yeah, I will fix it later. I think this is enough for this video. I don't even have energy left to implement these. We will do them in the next video. Thank you for watching and see you next video.